All right, 2007 Tempe Music Festival. It's Thomas Bond with Robin Wilson of the Gin Blossoms. You guys are old hands at this stage now. You played the Music Fest last year. You played the Rock and Roll Marathon in January.
That's right. Actually, this is my stage. I brought it from home.
That's perfect. Last year when we were talking at the event, the new album, Major Lodge Victory, was about to come out. And now that came out, and you guys had some nice chart action for that, and you're on your third single, is that right?
They said something about a third single, but it's hard to keep track when you're not on tour. You don't really see what it is they're doing.
Right.
So it's hard to know for sure, but yeah, a little bit of chart action. Mostly it got us back into clubs, and
Sure.
We bought back a lot of our credibility.
Yeah, definitely. I thought it was a terrific record, a lot of great tunes on it. Had like you were telling me last year, had a classic Gin Blossoms feel, but modernized as well.
I think so. Yeah.
Tell me about playing the hometown. I mean, does it ever get old for you? You do it a lot more now than you did in that little hiatus period.
It's always great to be here and to play in our hometown, and we do shows like this type of festival all over the country, so it's especially cool to be doing it here in our hometown on my very own stage.
Yeah.
It gets a little frantic though because my dad is here with his neighbors, and
they're making the scene backstage with you.
And so it gets a little hectic when you play in your hometown, but it's all good. Glad to be here.
Terrific, terrific. Now there was the 10-year span between the last album and Major Lodge Victory. Tell me there's not going to be another 10 years before the next one.
I'm happy to tell you that. If it were up to me, we'd be working on it this summer, but we're going to let this record be out for about a year and a half before we conjure up another. But it won't be long, and sometime in 2008 we'll have another one out.
Terrific, terrific. Have you started working on material?
I have, yeah.
Excellent.
And Jesse's always writing,
Yeah.
and Scott writes, and so we're amassing material now. But I don't think anybody's too focused on what kind of a record we're going to make. And we would never really overthink that anyway. We would just simply turn in our songs and see what works well for the group.
Terrific, terrific. Tell me what you've got planned for the rest of this year. Some summer touring to take place, I imagine.
Yeah.
What else you got cooking?
That's about it. We're going to be on tour all summer. We'll do probably another club tour in the fall, and I suppose that's about it for the Gin Blossoms. And then, as individuals, we're all busy. I've got this band that I'm bringing into my studio from St. Louis. They're called One Lone Car, and they're coming out for a couple weeks to work with myself and producer Jamie Woodford.
Very
so I'm
nice.
looking forward to that in May. And
You're telling me you're working with the format at your Mayberry Studios as well.
well, they were there all by themselves. I gave them the keys to the studio and said, you don't need me. But they were there for a week, and I was really proud. They're an amazing band.
Yeah,
and,
terrific. I love those guys.
Watching them rehearse, it was like watching Mini Queen or something.
Yeah.
It just really floored me.
Yeah, Nate does have that kind of operatic voice. Yeah, that's really true. Tell me about this. If I'm remembering right, the Gin Blossoms' debut performance was at the Mason Jar in Christmas 1987.
That's true. I was working
You got
around
the 20th anniversary coming up.
We do indeed. That's freaky.
Now, Jesse was singing at that point, right?
Jesse was the lead singer, and I was in the audience. Me and my friends, we were working around the corner at Zia Records
Right.
that night, and we had to close the store and get down to the Mason Jar for the debut of the Blossoms.
awesome.
It was pretty cool. I was glad to be there. And it was exciting because everybody knew Doug and Bill and wanted to see what those guys were going to do next.
They had some notoriety in town already, those two.
Absolutely.
Tell me about, do you have some kind of 20-year celebration planned? Anything to commemorate that? I know for many years you guys did an annual Christmas show.
Yeah, that got old after about 13 years.
Did you do that many in a row?
Well, I did because after the Blossoms broke up, I was doing them with the Gas Giants and also with the cover band, the Swaffords. So I did 13 years in a row. But then enough is enough. I think for our anniversary this year, the 20-year anniversary, we'll print up a commemorative T-shirt and call it a day.
Got to have at least one show in there somewhere, don't you?
Well, of course.
Call it the 20th anniversary show?
There'll be lots of shows. It's just we'll probably just. I don't know if we're going to go out of our way to pick one as an anniversary date or whatever. And because we were apart for 5 years, it certainly doesn't feel like a 20-year anniversary.
Right.
So we'll see what happens and just kind of play it cool.
Before you know it, it'll be the 20th anniversary of Dusted and the 20th anniversary of New Miserable, and
that's right.
What I'm telling you is we're all getting old.
We are indeed. Yeah, but that's good. It's really great, though. It's a good thing, and I really enjoy personally where I'm at in my life. And
yeah.
Really grateful to be in a rock band and to have a good job in the music industry.
That's terrific. Tell me about. I know. I think it was. Was it the Rock and Roll Marathon show where you had your son up on stage doing some dancing around? That's great to be able to share that. And here he is. He's joining us.
Yay.
Augustus, am I remembering right?
His name is Gray Augustus. Hey, Gray.
Augustus.
How old are you?
I don't know, but...
Yeah, oh, this is a rock star kid. He grabs his own mic. I'm not sharing.
I didn't know. The fact is I had to do anything about the gym lessons. So I had to do anything with a C. It's all because I had to do anything about it. Because anybody said we can't do anything about it.
Are you getting that, Michael? Terrific, because I couldn't hear what he was saying. Gray, you're a natural. You call him Gray or you call him Gray Augustus?
Gray. Only when we're pissed off we call him Gray Augustus.
Yeah, you get the full name treatment then.
Yeah, you get the full name about doing that.
Gray, it's a pleasure. How old did you say you were now?
I was 5 years old because I'm getting to be a big kid.
You are getting to be a big kid, 5 years old. That's terrific.
Get to be a big kid. Mom, I'm doing TV with him and my dad. I have to do TV.
And your mom does TV. She'll be proud of you. You're following in both your parents' footsteps. That's awesome. All right, Thomas Bond, Robin Wilson of the Gin Blossoms, Gray Augustus Wilson, future Gin Blossom. Anything I didn't ask you about that you'd like to mention?
Just that we're real proud of Tempe for putting this festival together, and it's great to have Fender musical instruments involved.
Definitely. All right, Robin, appreciate it.
Always a pleasure.
Thanks, man.
Yes.
Thank you, Gray.
You're welcome.